So today is July 3rd. It's a Wednesday. But I wanted to talk to you guys about chapter 19. So on Monday, I finished chapter 19, and I think not the video that I just put up, but, or that I will have just put up by the time I put this video out, the video before that, which was all the way back in late April, I was talking about chapter 18 and how long it was. So back then, it was 8,809 words, and at some point, I guess I reread part of it and I deleted a word. So now it's only 8,808 words, still very close, basically 8,800 words, which is quite long for me. That is 29, 30 pages in like a book form, estimated, and for me, that's quite a long chapter. I prefer shorter chapters, 10 to 15 pages. And in my last video, I talked about how I felt like it was okay because the chapter felt like it flowed really well. It had a great start and a great end. And it just worked with it being a longer chapter. Well, now that I've finished chapter 19, I almost outdid myself. Chapter 19... Hold on a second. I have the word count here. Chapter 19 ended up being 8,052 words. So it's not as long as chapter 18. It's not as long. But it's close. Oh my gosh. I mean, we're like 750 words away. So yeah, it's maybe around 26 pages in a book form, or would be 26 pages. It's quite a long chapter. This one, I think, is a little chunkier than chapter 18, but I like it. And I'm really glad that I finally finished this chapter, because I've been away from writing for so long. It just felt really good to get this chapter finished. And right now I'm like scanning through the very beginning of chapter 19, and I remember writing this and how good I thought, ooh, there's a capitalization there. Okay, that's going to be one of the things I have to fix. I'm capitalizing this phrase, and I know at the end of chapter 19, I don't capitalize it. So that'll be one of the things I finish after I finish the first draft. I need to sit down and look at, what words ought to be capitalized and what words should not. And I mean, it's a name of an area, not like even a city or a town, but so that could go either way. I'll just have to make a decision on whether or not I like it capitalized. But yeah, this is a good chapter. Oh my gosh, it starts so well. There's some tense scenes in here. And then there's some funny scenes too. It's a good chapter. It's a really, really good chapter. Yeah. It is very good. I added quite a bit to it. So, another long chapter. I'm hoping chapter 20 will not be as long. It's not that long yet. It is 1,698, so basically 1,700 words. I'll say maybe it'll be like 4,000 word chapter, so about half the size of chapter 18 and 19, which is where I like it to be. I like it around that 4,000 word mark. It feels a much better length there. But yeah. And so yeah, I basically just wanted to talk about chapter 19 though. So chapter 19 is done. I've moved into chapter 20. I'm really happy with chapter 19. And I'm happy for y'all to read it. So I want to read a little excerpt, just like 2 sentences of, I have to find it. I had it up and then I left the page and I went somewhere else. Oh yeah, it's over here. Yes. Huzzah. Here it is. Okay. I wrote this before I even sat down and wrote this scene. I just kind of had been thinking about, and I went through a couple different iterations of how it was going to be written and like the exact word choice. But this ends up being repeated at least once in the chapter. Or no, it's in chapter 20 that I repeat it. It's kind of an important saying for one of the persons in the book. And yeah, it kind of gets to be important, and it kind of hints at a certain knowledge that you may or may not pick up on while you're reading. I make it clear at the end of the book, but it hints at something that I haven't told you yet, right? The fact that someone else knows this saying rather than just the one person. Anyways, the saying is this. It's kind of like an old, not a nursery rhyme. That's not the right word for it. Kind of like a motto. Not a motto. Do we call it a mantra? I guess we'll just say it's an old saying in this culture. Yeah, we'll just call it a saying. A thing that people say in this culture. And it goes like this. Let yestermorn be yesteryear, and to morn be the morrow. Gosh, I need to say that better. Okay, let me restart. Let yestermorn be yesteryear, and to morn be the morrow. Let today be only today, and think not of all else anymore. So there's some words in there that we don't use today, and that's because, it's a fantasy book, and some of the people don't speak like we do today. But essentially, the heart of the saying is to not dwell on the things you've done and not dwell on the future. Like, keep your mind in the present, which it reminds me of something that Yoda says in The Empire Strikes Back. How does he say it to Luke? Gosh, how does he say it? This is so bad. I'm such a huge Star Wars nerd, and I cannot think how he starts this. But he's talking about how Luke always has his mind somewhere else. Never his mind on where he is or what he is doing. He says that on where he is and what he's doing. He never has his mind on where he's at. His mind is always off to the future, off somewhere else, and it's not on the present. And so I wanted this saying to kind of echo that. So, and this kind of includes like past things too. So, don't think about yesterday. Don't think about tomorrow. Be in the present. And I think a big reason for that is because the present is where you actually have power to change things. You can't change what you did yesterday. And most likely you're not going to have any control over what happens tomorrow. In a lot of senses, the things that we worry about happening in our near future, we cannot change. And your greatest power of change is where you are in the moment. And so I kind of wanted that quote to reflect that. So yeah. So I'll end this video here, and I'll probably make a couple videos and string them all together. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.
Good morning, guys. It is July 5th. It's 8:30 in the morning. Unfortunately, I did not write at all yesterday. I was at home the whole day, but in the morning, I wasn't really feeling motivated to write, like at all. And so I didn't write. Instead, I played Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I've slowly been replaying the Assassin's Creed games, and I really enjoy them. And I know I'm very late to like that whole bandwagon because they have like over 10 games now. How many games do they have? Let's look. I have like 2 computers right here. word. Assassin's Creed number of games. 13. With the most recent being in 2023. And I think they have another one coming out soon. So yeah, I have 13 games to catch up on. I really enjoy the franchise. I'm enjoying the early games. The first game was really slow. It had a great premise, wonderful premise, and I loved that. But it was way too repetitive. And by the end, I was just like rushing to just do the basic stuff just to finish the game. The second one was much better, much more enjoyable. But again, it started to feel like a little bit repetitive. And then I just started doing just the story things, and not like all the extra ones. Because I enjoyed doing the, what are they called? Like the Assassin's Tombs, where you get like a piece of, where you get like that little disc thing that helps you unlock Altair's armor. And I enjoyed doing the what's it called? When you climb up to the tower and then you like jump, like your eagle vision spotlight thing, that helps you like unlock new areas. I enjoyed that a lot about both games. But now Brotherhood is the third one, so I'm on Brotherhood. I just started that yesterday. And yesterday that seemed a much more enjoyable thing to do than sit down and write. So unfortunately I am now behind. Oh, also, I wasn't able to do anything in the afternoon because my grandfather delivered my husband and I some chickens. So we were planning to get chickens probably like early next year, maybe like February, March. But a couple he knew, their daughter, I think it was their daughter, or it may have been the couple, they had to move. They had been renting a place, and they had chickens there. They had been renting it for 10 years, and all of a sudden the owner wanted to give the property to his kids, and so they had to ship out, and where they were going, they didn't have space for chickens, so they needed to get rid of them. So we got 5 hens, 1 rooster, a little fencing area, and a hen house, all for free, which is like incredible. Now, the state of the fencing and the hen house is not the greatest. And it's not the greatest design of hen house because right now the hens just lay eggs wherever, which is not great at all. And I can't say that the hens were being well looked after, because my grandfather, he had taken someone who lived down the road from him, and they had driven to go pick up these chickens, and he said there was over 100 eggs sitting in that hen house. There's 5 hens, okay? So at a minimum, no one has been inside that hen house in, I don't know, 20 days? Probably more than that, honestly, because I don't think that hens lay eggs every day. And he said over 100 eggs. I don't think anyone's been in there in a month to clean out that hen house because they were just grabbing eggs and chunking them, and they said they were exploding. Those eggs were really bad, disgusting, and they cleaned it out as best they could. And then when it got here, I know my husband cleaned out some more of it. So yeah, the hens have not been in the habit of laying in specific areas, so they're just kind of there. But it was kind of cool because we got them, was it around 2:30, 2:45 yesterday. They arrived, and then we had to set up their hen house, and we were done setting everything up, and the hens were all in there, and the rooster too, by like, it was 4:50 yesterday when we finished. And yesterday evening, we found 3 eggs. So I thought that was pretty cool. The eggs are green, which is neat. I always forget that, they're different colored than what you buy at the grocery store. but I think it's probably better sign because original corn was not completely yellow. Like that's a thing that we have altered in the corn. Like real corn has like multicolored kernels, like some reds, some whites, some yellows. They are not just straight yellow. So that is, a genetic thing that we altered. And eggs are not supposed to be just white. Different chickens are supposed to lay different colored eggs, different size eggs. So, anyways, I think it's cool. We're excited to have the chickens. I think that we're a little bit disappointed that we didn't get to raise them from birth. Not from birth, but like little chickens. Because they don't really want to have anything to do with us right now, especially the rooster. And he still has the barbs on his feet, so you kind of have to be careful because those barbs are like 2 inches long, and they will definitely tear up your skin if he tries to attack you. But yeah, so it's kind of cool. It's also kind of sad because my husband and I are leaving town today, this afternoon. So we just got the chickens and now we're leaving them. So my mom is going to have to look after them for 2 days, but that's not a big deal. Anyways, so yeah, I didn't write anything yesterday because I didn't want to do anything in the morning. And after we got the chickens, I was exhausted because it was really hot outside and I didn't want to do anything again. So I didn't do any writing at all yesterday. But I did have a little bit of a surplus from Monday because I wrote so much on Monday. So let's see here. I can pull up how much I've written. So yeah, Monday I wrote almost 1,500 words. And Tuesday I got in my 1,000. July 3rd I only wrote 644 words. So I didn't quite make it, but I still had the 4 where I had that extra from Monday, which covered it. And right now I'm sitting at 3,174 words. So yesterday I should have reached 4,000. So I'm only 826 words behind. That's not bad. I don't know that I'll get all that written today, but I'm going to shoot for 1,500 words. I do have to go back into town, go to the courthouse, and file some documents. And of course, I need to pack for our little weekend trip. And I probably need to run a load of laundry. So yeah, I don't know that I'll get there. I have the capability to get there because I know I've done it before, but I don't know that I will. And if I don't, that's totally fine. I can probably do a little bit of writing maybe on the way there because my husband will be driving, or maybe in the evening when we're there. Or maybe Sunday when we get back, I can do a little bit of writing. And if I start next week at like a 500 word deficit, that's not the end of the world. I can clearly make that up as long as I write every day. So I'm not concerned. Anyways, so I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to go take a shower and then I'm going to start writing. Maybe I'll make some tea. That sounds awesome. Yeah. All right. See you guys in a little bit. Alrighty. It is almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And so far I've written 1,274 words today. So not as much as I needed. We're sitting at, for this month, do I still have it pulled up? I don't. Hold on. I can pull this back up. Move this camera back. We're at 4,448 words for the month. And today I should end with 5,000. That's where I need to be for the end of today. I don't know that I'm going to make it. I need to go run an errand in town. And I need to do some packing because my husband and I are going out of town this weekend. So I might start next week with a 552 word deficit, but that's not that bad. And, I think I really could have written the words I needed to today, but I didn't actually start writing until like 11:30. I was doing things and I got a phone call from my grandparents, and that
took like half an hour. So yeah, there was a lot of things to distract me. I did laundry, I cleaned the kitchen, I did a whole bunch of other things. So I did not make the word count I needed, but that is okay. I feel pretty good about what I've written today, even though I may not get to write more. I would say about halfway through chapter 20. And this chapter I've decided to do something a little bit different with. So all of the other chapters for all the other character POVs are written in third person, and this one is written first person. So it's a much more different kind of vibe. It's a very stark contrast. And the reason why I did that is because this character, like, she was going to be like the protagonist of the entire book, and like it was always going to be, I think, third person, but it was going to be like centered around her, like hovering over her shoulder the whole time, and you weren't going to see much of anything else. And then I decided that I wanted the book to be a little bit more flavorful, and so I scooted the beginning of the story back like several weeks back and added like a lot of other events that happened to clearly establish all these other POVs that are going on. And all theirs is in third person. And I wanted to still make hers stand out because she was going to be the protagonist. And she is a very integral part of the story, and I would say that the story is truly about her. Like, this is her story. Even though it is everyone else's too, it's everyone else's is centered around what is happening in her life. So I wanted to make her chapters really stand out, and that's why I decided to make hers in first person. There is something I'm going to have to go back and fix at some point. So I have the chapters broken up into scenes, and scene 1 of chapter 20 is actually in the present tense, because I thought about making it even more of a stark contrast and make her chapters present tense and all the other chapters are past tense. And then in scene 2 of chapter 20, I abandoned that, and because I couldn't figure out how to phrase what I wanted to say in the present tense, and it just wasn't working. So I just put it back in past tense. So that's something I'm going to have to go back and fix. But that's not a big deal. Let's see. Scene 1 is 800 words. That's not that many. Maybe 3 full pages. That's not that much. And it'll be very easy to fix very quick, but I'm not going to do that because this month we're focusing on writing words and getting as much written as we can, and I'm not going to waste my time going back and changing that. But I will make a note in here that is something that needs to be changed. So I have not finished scene 2 of this chapter, but I know what's going to happen next, which is always really good because I think when I started today, I didn't have I had some idea of what to do, but it felt very unclear, and I had questions about where I was starting it, but I was able to figure it out in my head, so now I know I have a better idea of where it's going for next time because I still have plans up in here. Whereas, when I edited it, I was kind of uncertain, should I back this scene up? Should there be a scene in between scene 1 and the scene I'm working on? And now I've gotten all that straightened out. So I think I'm in a better place to sit down and write next time, whenever that is. So yeah, we'll see. I will sit down and hopefully make a video the next time that I sit down to write, and yeah, I'll mesh all these together and they'll all come out for 1 week's worth of videos and hopefully not be too long because I tend to be very long-winded. Yeah, anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Hey guys, it is Sunday, July 7th, at 6 p.m. Also, I have Bear here. Say hi, Bear. Yeah. I just got home from our trip. My husband is about 15 minutes behind me because he got a new truck. So we drove separately. We were planning to get the truck this weekend. It wasn't just like, oh, that's a nice truck, let's go and buy one. No, this was a plan. We weren't for sure that we were going to come home with the truck, but we thought we might. So I ended up driving home separately, and he stopped at the store. Also, there's one of the kittens. I love having so many cats. It's so nice. Anyways, so it's 6 p.m. I'm exhausted. I indeed did not do any writing on our trip. There was just, we were there for so little, and there was so much going on that there was, this morning, there was probably like an hour or two that I could have done some writing. Instead, I read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I am 4 chapters away, about 22 pages away from being done with the book. And I'm very much enjoying it. So, let's see. Yeah. I talked about that in my last video. The one that's going up before this one. That I was reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Because I had never read it before. And I've always seen the movies and thought they were great. But I wanted to read the book. So yeah, I'm almost done reading that book, and I'll finish it probably, I don't know if I'll finish it Monday, but it'll be early next week. Anyways, I wanted to make a video just closing out week 1 of July camp. So I did not meet my 5,000 word goal, but I was close. I got 4,448 words for this week, so I'll be starting next week with a little bit of a deficit, and that's totally fine because I know I can write more than 1,000 words in a day. So I don't know that I'll make all of it up tomorrow, but I think I can write over 1,000 words tomorrow morning. And that's going to be the goal. Maybe like 1,200 words. If I write 1,200 words every day, then, we'll be more than make up for it. And I hope to have a more productive week next week. It would definitely be nice to be a bit more productive. Do other things, do more reading, play the piano some more. Because that's one of my goals for this month is to play the piano more. But yeah, so that closes out week 1. Gosh, I really wish I was finishing the first draft this month. But I don't know that that's possible. I think reaching 100,000 words is a very big milestone. It would be nice to finish the story and be like, boom, first draft done. I don't think that's going to happen. That may be something that I slowly work on during the school year, maybe on the weekends, is that maybe on Saturdays I get some writing in, and I finish up that first draft. Because I at least want the first draft written by the end of this year. That is like a hard goal I want to meet, is first draft, I want it done. But we'll see, It's also about like the mood I'm in while I'm writing. Really much determines how much I get done. And I made a really good move. What was it on Friday? Is I had some tea, and that really, I don't know what it is, and it's just like normal green tea with like 2 tablespoons of honey. It really stimulates my brain for writing, and it helps me really get in the groove. I'm going to do that more this month. Drink some more tea and get those creative juices flowing. But yeah. So I guess this is it for this week. My husband, when he gets home, we're just going to chill. I think we're planning to play some video games together, which is really nice. We've been playing Medieval Dynasty together, and I'm really enjoying that game, like a lot. You know, he likes more of like foraging and building and surviving and that kind of game. He likes Minecraft. And then I'm more of like, I want to meet goals and I want to meet achievements, which is why I have a planner that I live by. That's the only way that I actually get anything done. And so that game is like a great mix for us because he gets to hunt, he gets to craft and build things, and there are missions for me to do. So it like, yes, Bear. You need something? Yeah? Sorry, Bear is the very talkative one. Yes, hello. But yeah, that game appeals to both of our interests, so we like to play it together a lot. So yeah, well, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll make a video before I start writing tomorrow to start off week 2 of July. And yeah, all right. I'll talk to y'all later. Say bye, Bear. You want to say goodbye? Bye! Do you want to meow? You're all quiet now. No? Okay. Well, Bear says goodbye in spirit. Yeah. We all love you.